Okay, good morning, guys. Well, at least when I'm recording this, it is the morning. So I was at work the other day, and yes, while at work, I saw one of my pet peeves, and it's one of my pet peeves. I guess I would consider it with parenting, safety, everything else. Anyway. So let me go back a little bit. So pretty much every job I have had in my lifetime, I have seen this pet peeve. Well, maybe all but one. Anyway, pet peeve being parents who do not buckle up their children. Okay, granted, I understand most of the time, we're just right down the street, or we're in the parking lot. I probably should look up statistics. I should look up statistics of how many people get in accidents in parking lots. Okay, 206 people, according to this one thing. 14% of accidents. Anyway, so you're usually not going very fast in a parking lot anyway, or you're really not supposed to be. Although I could tell you a story about that. You're not really supposed to be going very fast in a parking lot. However, there was a gentleman one time I was like in the van, and in the van I'll get ready, I'll look, and then I'll put her in reverse, but my foot is not off the brake. And so I look again because she's so big that I look again to make sure that there's no person behind me, especially because you can't see kids. She does not have a reverse camera. She's a 2001. So I do this every time. Sometimes I still sit there for a good 30 seconds to a minute to make sure nobody's behind my vehicle. Anyway, so I put my vehicle in reverse. I'm getting ready to back up. I'm looking out the mirrors to make sure. I'm looking out the side to make sure nobody's coming either direction. And this fool starts blowing his horn as he goes through the parking lot, because at the time the Kroger was right up at the top and the little Jack in the Box was at the corner. Same considered parking lot, but all there. He comes blowing his horn through, and I was like, what the heck is wrong with you? Like, that you're in such a hurry that you gotta blow your horn all the way through this parking lot. Anyway, and his horn sounded like a girl horn. That's all I'm gonna say. For a big old truck, that sounded like a sissy horn. Anyway, long story short, that's over. Okay, so basically after he got through, I went on. Okay, could have been an accident. Well, if he would have been slowing down, it probably wouldn't have even left any mark on either one of our cars. Anyway, him driving like that, it would have. So anyway, one of the things that I have learned in parking lots and everything is a pet peeve of mine is when parents don't buckle their children up. And I understand you're probably not going very fast, But you can still get in an accident. Just like that guy, if someone would have started backing up and he would have kept coming because he wasn't paying attention, or he was too big in a hurry, or he was going to try to swerve around him, or whatever the heck, that could have been bad. Granted, he probably still wasn't going more than 10 or 15 miles per hour, but you could still get hurt. Because if your car is barely moving, or your car is not moving at the time because you put the brake on because you saw him, now it's like you've gotten hit at 30 miles per hour. Maybe even 40. Anyway, so it really upsets me when I see kids coming and they're not buckled up. It's not even that they're not in the correct seats. They're not even buckled up. So there's really no chance for this child to be safe when the parent's not even has them in a freaking buckle. Most of the time I would see them, they're on their parent's lap. They're sitting all which ways in the car. Or they're standing. They're like flat out standing in the seat. And it's really, really hard for me to have top customer service when I see that your kid is in danger. Another thing that always got me was when people would pull up through the drive-thru and their kid's standing in the car or whatever, and they continue to keep driving. They go wherever they want. I'm sorry. I don't believe you. We didn't know. Please tell me that nobody believes you unless you're like 14. But even then, you've been told to put yourself on a buckle your whole life. So it's something that really irritates me because I don't believe people when they say, oh, I didn't know. You put the car seat in wrong. I can actually see that because some car seats, what the world they were thinking when they created that car seat. I won't be buying that car seat because they're crazy. But that bugs me. Like, you cannot tell me, if you have a seatbelt on yourself, then your child should have a seatbelt. Now, I understand there's times where there's emergencies and your kid's in the car and your kid is not correctly in a safety restraint. I understand there are emergencies that happen and you have to get to point A to point B. Most of the time, you would think, I'm going to slow down and I'm going to be extra careful. At the same time, I don't agree with it. But it has happened. I have been one that have had to put a child in a regular seat without a car seat because it was an emergency situation. Now, what I ended up doing in that emergency situation was I drove right down to the store and bought car seats. A little bit, pricey to have to do that. But in that emergency situation, I had no other, and I had nobody to watch them. They were too young to stay at home, and I needed to go get car seats. So they were restrained the best they could. We drove very slow, a couple back roads to the store, grabbed car seats, and continued on our way. Because I was not driving another hour and a half with no car seats. That would have been dumb. But when parents come in there and they say that, it really, really irks me. Now, I get that some kids don't like car seats. I get that. There's some brand of car seats kids don't like. There's kids that just personally do not like car seats. It takes a long time for them to get. I understand that, and that can make a ride really, really tough. At the same time, would you rather having a crying baby that you're trying to give stuff to and stuff to entertain them versus having a dead baby because that baby was sitting in your lap and you pulled over, or you're driving and somebody hits you and now your baby goes flying out of your hands because you can't tell me you're going to be able to, or just the baby stays in your hands but the thrashing around snaps their neck. Like, oh, that would just be the scariest thing in the world for me. And yes, your kid is standing in the back seat. You're like, I'm just going to go pull into this parking lot real fast. I'm going to drop off this car. I'm going to get this medication. I'm going to grab some burgers real fast. It's not going to be a big deal. Yeah, okay, says the dad who did that with his 3-year-old daughter. It was her birthday. He didn't want to put the car seat in the car. Oh, it'll be real fast. We're going to go get some tacos right down the street, and then even half a mile down the street, everything's going to be fine. What happened? He had a dead little girl on her birthday. It was her 3rd birthday. Just a little moment like that, he lost his daughter. So, the same thing. I'm going to pull in this parking lot. It's not going to be a big deal. You may be like that dumb, be like me with the dumb, but you don't hear the car alarm because because my vehicle's a diesel. Sometimes I can't hear certain things because the vehicle itself is loud. You don't hear him. He doesn't decide to blow the horn. He decides he's just going to fly through there because, I don't know, everybody's supposed to be looking for him and only him, and he's driving 20 miles an hour. And you hit, and your child is not buckled up, and your child goes flying forward, or your child goes slamming right into that window. What was that? It would have taken you 2 seconds to put the car seat in. And now we have like Uber Eats, and we have Dash Door, and we have Favor and all that, to where you don't really even have to leave your house. You may have to wait longer, but if you're a mom who there's no food in the house, or you're just trying to make it easy and you need dinner, you can just call up. There's no reason to put your kid in the car. Anyway, then that happened a lot, and it was really all I could do not to go. There's a safety seatbelt law in the state of Texas. Also, there were some people that I would say that to. It's like, if you get pulled over, you're going to get child endangerment because your child is not buckled up. And then let that haunt you the rest of your life. It's just a pet peeve of mine. Then there was one incident where someone pulled up, and I was looking at the car seat. I knew the car seat was in wrong. Because their little, I don't even know what it's called, little sun shield that's on the back of the car seat was facing sideways. The child's feet were facing the window, and not your back window. It's facing the door window. Yeah, they don't make car seats like that. I mean, common sense says the child is not buckled in that seat. Okay, here's what happens then. So the lady pulls up, and I'm really irritated once I saw that child. And I honestly, my eyes went from looking at the front of the car, I'm looking through the car, to bam, I see the kid. I'm not even looking at its parent. I'm looking going, that car seat is not buckled up. Like, there's no way you can buckle that car seat in like that. So I'm irritated. Okay, so I go through my little spill. I can do all my stuff. Then another car comes up. I know that car's there to pick her up. She gets out, goes over to that car. That other car had her other child in there. That car had the lock for the baby seat. So probably what happened, she pulled outside the gates, put all her stuff in there, left that baby in there unbuckled, pulled in, took the baby. Why not put the baby in the damn car with the freaking seatbelt and everything all hitched up and ready to go? Why do that? You had your other kid in the car. Stuff like that really irritates me. And it's really hard sometimes not to say something. And sometimes I don't even. I was like, you could be a cop right now, just sitting right here, and you could bust people. Come on, take them to jail for being stupid. So when people say I didn't know, no, you knew. There's no way that you didn't know. If you made it to adulthood alive, then your parents probably had you in a freaking seatbelt or properly restrained in the car. So yeah, that's my pet peeve. Like, to me, it doesn't matter how old you are. That doesn't work. Now, could you improperly put the car seat in and that? Yeah, totally believe that. I can believe that because some car seats are really weird and some car seats have extra rules and stuff like that. So when they say go to the fire department or go to the police station and ask them to look at your car seat to make sure it's secure, yeah, car seats I totally understand. There are some car seats where I'm like, how do I buckle this thing in? And some people, they are improperly installing a car seat. But when your child is not even in any way restrained, it's like, fail. You could be the best parent ever. You could be like all organic, all plant-based, no meats, total protein. I don't buy any of these Lunchable things that are total crap, but we like to eat them. I don't buy that stuff. I buy nutritional things. I am like the best parent ever, and my kid has like this super routine. Like, they already know it's bedtime before it's bedtime, and because I have, given them such a great routine. But it'll be that one moment, like, your kid never has a lollipop, your kid never has artificial sugars, your kid never has not that much salt intake, and you go and freaking put your kid in a car with no seatbelt. Or improperly. And you get an accident in a parking lot. You get an accident on the freeway, and And don't tell me you don't know, because I know you know. There is no way. You've been taught your whole life to buckle up. Why would you not buckle? My kid don't like to buckle. Okay, I understand. I'd rather have a screaming kid and I have to turn up the radio to know that they're safe, because I've driven down this road 1,000 times. I've never, well, 1,001 time, and never say it'll never happen to me, because girl, it'll happen to you in a heartbeat. But yeah, so basically that's my rant today, is parents who don't properly buckle their kids. And it's not something that once you become a parent you know how to do. You know how to do. You buckle yourself. If it's second nature to buckle yourself, why is your kid not buckled in the back seat? I'm just saying. And when you're going down the highway, not every cop's going to see that. It's going to be people like me that are going to see that. They're going to be like, really? Really? You did that? You could have risked your baby. I don't want to hear it on the news later. See your face and your child's face and be like, damn it. Come on, people. Use common sense. Use common sense. Anyway, that is one of my biggest pet peeves when it comes to parenting. I don't even know if that's parenting. That just might be in general. Like, buckle your kid up. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. I'll see you later. Bye.